Welcome to Yin Breaths. This is a video about Yin Yoga, and I'll be showing you one yoga posture that you can do at home, which will be targeted into the shoulder, the arm space, and it corresponds into the lung meridians in the body. Alright, for this pose, we will be using some wall space, so go ahead and clear out some wall space and have it close by. Alright, now in this pose, I will also be showing you some modifications and variations as we take a functional yoga approach to accommodate for skeletal variations in the body. Okay, skeletal variations exist in every single individual and in every single part of the body. There will be certain postures that your body can do, and then certain postures that you find is really challenging to get into. All right, I need to accredit this to my teachers, Joe and Joe, for having taught me about functional yoga and about skeletal variations. And all of us who are teaching with this knowledge, we also need to accredit this back to Paul and to Susie Greeley. Okay. So as we get into the shoulder space today, right, specifically we want to come into as well as into the arm space here, where the lung meridians, they run from the outer edge of the collarbones down towards the direction of the thumbs here. Okay, and the skeletal variations that we have, as long as we are feeling a stretch into this area of the body, okay, then you're doing absolutely fine. And this is what we mean by a functional yoga approach, and I'll show you as we come into it. Okay, we're going to clear up some wall space here first as I move my props. Now this pose that we'll be coming into, it is called wall clock, which is exactly the reason why we are using a wall. Okay, you can do this pose either kneeling, like how I am, maybe seated on a chair, or even standing if you feel more comfortable that way. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and now extend the arm closest to the wall. So this is my left arm. I'm going to extend it outwards and behind me this way. Alright, so here I am already feeling a stretch into my shoulder and into the arm space. So the more that I'm actually leaning back and behind to face you, the more stretch and sensation I'm actually getting into this space here for me. Okay, some individuals, maybe you don't feel it here this way, maybe you have to come closer towards the wall. Alright, this way, and then maybe now you turn the torso, and then this could be where you feel it. And then there are some individuals who maybe they aren't able to keep the arm, okay, straight in this 90-degree position. Okay, so it's 90 degrees from the ground. Right, maybe they have to angle and bring the palms down slightly this way, or even maybe coming down this way. Now as you find that space, okay, as you find that space, whether it's coming closer and closer and closer towards the bottom, so you can go ahead and try this. Okay, so as you maybe move the arms down, you can really already feel the sensation of the stretch is slightly different, and then maybe you're feeling that sensation is also in a different area of the arm space for you. Okay, so you can go ahead and find where feels good for you. So for me personally, this one isn't too great. I actually need to move away from the wall space this way. Or, right, you might even be extending the arm above towards the direction of the head. Okay, so some individuals might feel better if they're able to bring the arm upwards this way, and then they can feel a really nice and good sensation into the inner arm space this way. Then there are some individuals who maybe feel that they're able to get a better sensation of a stretch if the elbow is bent. Okay, so this is also an option and a variation that you can come into. And for me personally, when I do this, I feel that I have more capacity to actually allow my chest to turn outwards this way, and I feel good in this space here too. Okay, so this might work for you, this might not. That's absolutely fine. Finding what does. Okay, even with the elbow bent, there may be individuals who may be raising the elbow slightly higher, or maybe bringing the elbow slightly lower as well. Okay, so go ahead and find a spot which feels good for you, and you can go ahead and stay there for about 30 breaths, which is the equivalent of about 3 minutes. Okay, and once you're done, you can slowly bring the arm down, and then stay here for a little while, maybe just coming to a neutral position for the body as you now feel the energetics flowing into the arm space, especially into the inside of the arms where the lung meridians are. Okay, and once you're done on one side, you can come into the other side, and maybe you don't want to take a break, maybe you want to immediately come into the second side. There's an option that you can take too. Now as you come into the second side and you come to the wall again, I just really like you to know that what you do on the first side can be entirely different on the second side. Okay, so again, you might come close to the wall, or you might be further from the wall. You might have the elbow bent, or you might have the elbow straight. You might have the arm slightly higher, or you might have the arm slightly lower. So go ahead and feel around and see what feels good for the body, because the skeletal variations exist in all parts of the body here. What you do on one side, on the other side, you might do something entirely different altogether. But as long as you can feel, right, the stretch and the sensation into the shoulder and into the arm space, that is absolutely the point of the yoga practice, okay? The point of the Yin yoga practice. So it is really a very functional way of doing a posture. And so it's not about how the pose looks. And we're not. You can even see when I extend my arms, one arm is higher than the other. So we're not always about doing the exact same thing on both sides, because we're not built symmetrically this way. All right, there are slight tiny variations in the body, and the Yin yoga practice allows for these variations to come in, so that the purpose then of the pose is really targeted, is really functional. If I want to feel into the shoulder space, into the arm space, I'm just doing what feels good on one side, on this side, and I can be doing those different modifications or variations that I feel serves my body better this way. Okay, and it's the same in any other practice that you come into as well. Okay, so what you do on one side can always be slightly different on the other. That's absolutely fine. What one individual does can be really different from another individual as well. Okay, it's nothing to do with, oh, I can't do it this way, I'm not flexible. Sometimes it's really just a skeletal structure in the body that you just have to understand and know, okay, what really benefits your body and what doesn't. So I hope that this video has been insightful, maybe for you, and interesting. Maybe you will be applying now the knowledge into your own practice, whether it is a Yin yoga practice or any other asana based practices at all. I'd like to thank you for your time, for joining me here, and I hope to see you in the next one as well. Okay,